Welcome back to Season 6 of Community Storytelling. I'm Lissa Kreisler. So glad you're with us here at KCAT TV 15. And we've got a great guy for you to meet. Maybe you know him because he is one of us. He lives in Los Gatan. He's raising a family here. He's around town a lot because he's a realtor, but we're going to talk to him about something else he does. James Gardner. So nice to meet you, James. And your friend and neighbor, Brant, nominated you and said you were just this fabulous guy that he feels we should all get to know. And I said, well, tell me more. He said, no, you're going to have to sit next to him. So here we are. So what I found so interesting about you and what I'm so grateful for, because let's face it, we have a million realtors. You are a volunteer with the Santa Clara Police Department, a reserve officer, and you help save lives. You help keep the peace. Do we not have anything like that in Los Gatan? Or do you not know?
That's a good question.
Yeah, isn't it?
I think they
Who
do.
Who should we call?
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Well, because you have to drive all the way to Santa Clara.
Yeah.
But you've been doing it for a number of years.
Yes.
What made you want to become a reserve police officer instead of maybe becoming a police officer?
I think it's a good balance
to
be able to serve and give to the community and also be able to spend family time, and just a really good balance of having both.
Because you do have 2 young daughters?
I have 1 young daughter and 1 young son.
I knew you were going to say that after I said 2 daughters. I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I knew I had one sex wrong there. And they're young, so yeah, you want as much time with them as possible. But you are required to do a number of hours, I believe, for the Santa Clara Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to have some stories. You've got to have some stories.
I have some stories. Yes,
I want to hear them. This is what it's all about, community storytelling. Because I'm sure you have been in some very difficult situations. Tell us a couple.
Some different stories, and one of my favorites was working one night, helping out with a dance, a school dance, and just helping kind of at the dance and then also with traffic safety afterwards and helping the kids get across the street afterwards. So during this dance, at the end of it, all the children were crossing the crosswalk, and I was out there helping them safely cross the crosswalk, and there was a car approaching.
Go on. I'm afraid what you're going to say, but go on.
Well, usually when there's a police car with lights on and I have a safety vest and there's a lot of kids in the crosswalk and this car's approaching, and I was getting concerned because it was going pretty fast and it wasn't slowing down like it should have, and it kind of rapidly braked and stopped just in time. No one was injured. There's no injuries or whatever. However, it was concerning. Like, why did this person? Why weren't they driving a slower, safer speed, and what was going on?
Are you in full uniform?
Oh yes,
okay.
At that time, yeah.
And so nobody would know you're a reserve police officer. They would think you're a police officer.
Yes.
So you went up. I assume you went up to this driver, or maybe not.
Went up to the driver. I was a little frustrated and kind of curious and
angry at the same time.
And angry a little bit, yeah. So I went up to the driver, and the first thing I did is pull your car over here and turn off your ignition, give me the keys. I don't want him going anywhere.
Was he a drunk driver?
He was a drunk driver, yeah. He had been at the laundromat doing laundry, drinking beers.
I didn't realize that was the thing to do at laundromats.
I didn't either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that warning and that alert.
Maybe a beer with each load, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. So obviously he was taken away and his car was impounded, and
yes.
And you saved lives, because who knows what would have happened.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my. So I'm sure when you drove home that night, what'd you think?
I was glad that I was there.
Yeah.
Because it could have been worse. So I'm glad I was able to intervene a little bit.
Any other good stories? I love good stories. I love a good story.
Not a lot.
So things are pretty calm in Santa Clara, you're telling me.
Yeah, we keep things very calm. It's a great city.
I don't know. You want to look into Los Gatan? Maybe I can keep you at home, a little closer to home.
Yeah.
I wonder if I assume every city and town does. I don't know.
A lot of departments do,
something to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your wife, is she a firefighter?
She's a fire captain.
Wow.
And so firefighter, fire captain.
Yeah, and who
So
does she work for?
She works for Redwood City.
Oh my goodness, that's a drive.
Yeah, not too bad. So,
Okay, okay. But I mean, I imagine, two heroes in one family.
but sometimes, yes.
The kids realize that?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Los Gatos. How long have you lived here?
Well, I moved to Los Gatos in '92, and I've lived in the South Bay area for the past 30 plus years.
And where do you love to hang out in Los Gatos? I always like to hear where everybody is.
Oh, just anywhere. I mean, my favorite place is probably the little gelato shop. I forget the name.
Oh, yes. And,
It's a Espacio or
something like that. I know,
Yeah.
well, it's right there on North Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And I love that they put out the outdoor area, and I love their gelato too.
Yeah.
I like their morning coffee as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite.
Yeah. So are you going to stick around? You're a realtor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
You want
love
the
it.
kids to grow up in Los Gatos?
Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a nice place.
You think?
It's a great place.
Well, you're a nice guy, and
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad we got to hear this story. You saved what could have been a catastrophe.
Thank you.
You know, a real tragedy. And I'm not going to the laundromat anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, James Gardner. As I always like to say, this is what community storytelling is all about, because everybody has a story. What's yours? You can nominate yourself or anybody at kcat.org, and I will see you next time right here at Community Storytelling on KCAT TV 15. Thanks for being with us. I'm Lissa Kreisler. A hero in the making. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.